Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, weekend edition, we're taking some chart requests here for you guys inside of the Discord and also from over here inside of the Discord. We do have the live request thread open here, so you guys can put your chart requests in here in the Discord. If you guys cannot make the live streams, we're just going to continue to go down this. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start closing this on Monday, and then we're just going to go through all these names so we can make sure we hit every single name. As always, we will be taking them here from the live chat as well. If you're tuning into the live, you guys can tap the join button on YouTube to join the live chat. So we're going to be taking them from the chat and here. Before we get into the charts, I just want to say we still have a 1,000 XRP giveaway going on here, folks. So if you guys want to enter for the 1,000 XRP giveaway, again, we got 505 people entered. We have about 12 days left on that. So one person is going to win 1,000 XRP over here in the Discord. You guys can join that right here under the giveaways thread here inside the Discord. That link is pinned in the chat if you guys are joining. There's also a Discord link down in the description as well. All you got to do is click on this emoji right here and that will enter you into the giveaway. We're drawing the winner June 18th. I'm going to start doing these a lot over here inside the Discord, so make sure you guys tap in for that, and don't forget to go enter for the 1,000 XRP giveaway. It's been a bloody week for crypto, guys. There's no way to go around that. We did get our signal back here on Ethereum back at 1900 right there. You guys saw that came right here in March. It was the bottom for about 3 months, and then we got this red dot right here in May. And again, the red dot invalidates the green dot. So really all we're doing right now is just waiting for another green one to pop up. One thing I will say about Ethereum is the fact that it's sitting right back down here at the 2025 lows. So in 2025, that was April of last year. You guys remember, I don't know if you guys were around, but this is when everybody was freaking out about tariffs. Trump was putting tariffs on China. They thought it was going to crash the economy. Everybody was panicking, right? Everybody was losing their mind, right? We got our signal right here, and it went from 1,500 up to 5,000 in the matter of 5 months. So crypto can turn on a dime really fast. I honestly think this is a massive bear trap. And again, I could be very, very wrong. I know in the long term, I don't think I will be wrong because crypto is the fastest growing asset class. All it's going to take is a little bit of a pump and people are going to get really excited again, right? And then there's going to be that euphoria again, just like there was back here at 5,000 again. Everybody was asking me if this was a good time to buy Ethereum back here at 5,000. We know that we don't buy our assets when our blue wave is up here. Okay, this is the perfect example of a fear and greed index. Okay, people are fearful down here and they're greedy up here. Okay, this is when people are excited. When this is down here, okay, people are in fear, right? There's blood in the streets, so to speak, and Warren Buffett says, buy when there's blood in the streets. And this has been a very extended bear market, guys. I mean, you could see for the last 3 years since 2023, come all the way back here. Okay, the last time we got this big of an extension on a bear market was in 2022, and that marked the bottom of it. Okay, ever since then, we just got a green dot and went right up, right? We've had 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th green dot since December that we've gotten down here at these prices. Okay, and again, we're sitting at a 52-week low. So you're either the person buying at 52-week lows, and the 52-week low is just the lowest price in a year, right? We were back here in April of 2025. It's now June of 2026, right? About 50, right? Maybe 60 weeks. But again, we want to buy at the lows, guys. There's no right, you can't argue the fact that we're sitting 40% below the 4-year moving average. Again, if you look at this graph, the mean, the average, right, we need to take that into consideration. You need to ask yourself, hey, what time frame am I looking at? The time frame we look at here on the weekly chart is the blue line. That's the 4-year moving average. So when we're that far below the average, right, we're down here. We know that. We're 40% below the average price over the last 4 years. The average price over the last 4 years of ETH is at 2,500. Okay, that's the average price over the last 4 years. Okay, and it's 40% off of that price. Okay, so we're definitely down here. And again, the bears are out. They're taking their victory lap. All the power to them. Okay, they were right in the short term. Who knows where we're going to be here in the next 2 to 3 years, right? But I think they're going to be very wrong. If you're selling down here, I think you're going to be very wrong in the long term because I do believe ETH is going to bounce back and eventually, right, come back up here. I don't think ETH is going anywhere. I don't think crypto's going anywhere. The only thing taking out crypto, in my opinion, is the grid going out. If the grid goes out, it's over, okay, which is a possibility, right? But at that point, no one's going to care about money. it's going to be all about survival at that point. So as long as the grid stays up, I'm remaining bullish on crypto forever, because again, all it's going to take is a little pump to the upside, a little green candle like this, and everyone's going to be climbing back in. And the majority of retail is only going to climb back in when it gets back up here to the all-time highs. So if you're the person holding down here, if you're a person that's buying down here and you're keeping the long-term mindset, I think you're going to win very big in the long run. And again, our signals are for 1 to 6 months out. These last 2 rounds have not played out, okay, at least in the short term. But again, in the next year, 2 years, I think these are going to be, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 months. There's no way to really tell, okay? But again, 20% down in 1 week for Ethereum, that's a liquidation dip, right? They're flushing out all the leverage. Everybody who had leverage positions is now liquidated, right? And now there's room for the new money to come in. And guys, we got the Clarity Act passing any day now. It's hitting the Senate floor within the next couple weeks. So again, think about it. The banks, the institutions, the smart money, so to speak, they're coming in here pretty soon, right? And they're going to buy up all these panic selling retailers, right? Everybody's selling now down here, just like how they were wanting to buy up here. So again, it feels stupid to buy at the right time, right? Buying down here feels stupid because everybody else on Twitter, everybody else on social media, everybody on the news is saying you should be scared and you should sell and it's a bear market and it's all over, just like how they're telling everybody to buy up here, right? When things are really good, it's just going straight up. Times are good, times are fun. We haven't had this time since back here in August, so it's been a brutal 10 to 11 months for crypto investors. It just has been. Okay, and that's just the reality of the situation. I don't think crypto's going anywhere. Once again, I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat if you think crypto's, if it's dead. They were saying Ethereum was dead back here last time. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, we're still above the low of 2025. We hit 1,400 back here in April of last year, and then we went right up to 5,000 over the next 5 months. So I think anyone selling here is going to be very sorry in the coming 6 months. What do we got here in the chat? You guys got requests? Drop them in the chat here. I see one for Lee B for BBAI. It'll be interesting to see what stocks do next week. BBAI sold back off. I still like BBAI over 350. So we did get our signal right there at around 350. So as long as that level holds, right, we're remaining bullish on BBAI. It's not, there's no red dot yet, so you don't got anything to worry about. I think this one looks really strong. You can even move your stop loss up a little bit to 372. Our target's always up here in the red zone. So yeah, I'd probably put a stop on this at 372. Or look to buy it if you want to hold it long term. Our target's always up here in the red zone. We're still targeting 750 to 9 on BBAI, but this one still looks good here up above that 350 level where we got our signal. Okay, you're up on the position. Again, everything had a really big pullback last week. The only thing I'm really worried about for stocks is chips. I think chip stocks are going to get absolutely annihilated over the next month or two. I think there's going to be a really, really nasty drop in names like Intel. You can see that's already starting to crack down. AMD, right? Look how extended these things are. Okay, I mean, they are so far up. And again, all the retail, right? What do they want to do right now? They want to buy chip stocks. They're having a good time. They think chip stocks are just going to keep going and keep going and keep. No, eventually, these guys, they're going to take profits, right? They're going to take their profits because they were entering right here, okay, at 200, or they were entering down here at 85, right? $85 you could have bought AMD last year. It's sitting at $500. So I think, right, just like how we were talking about Ethereum being 40% off the 4-year moving average, right, at AMD right now is sitting 64% off of the 4-year moving average. And it always comes back to the mean, right? It always retraces. Back here, same kind of thing. Everyone was bullish. Everyone was having a good time back here in 2021, $165 all the way down to 55. Imagine not selling up here and holding it all the way down here to 55, okay, over the next year. You would have felt really stupid, okay? And it always happens. The retracement to the mean, it always happens, and it's just a matter of time before it happens. So I think there's going to be a rotation out of chip stocks and things like that into cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is the most beat up sector out of any sector right now. If you look at things over the last 2 years, I mean, everything is down. Everything, look at this. From August to June, right? That's about 10 months of just going down, right? Ethereum is currently down from the high 70%. So why wouldn't you rotate out of AMD up here, 80% off of the 4-year, and rotate into something like Ethereum that's literally down 40%? So sell AMD, right? If you're looking at the 4-year average, okay, at an 80% premium or whatever it was, 65% premium, and rotate into Ethereum, which is at a 40% discount. Again, we just go off the data, we just go off the averages, and we go off of our indicator. We don't go off what we think or what we feel or anything like that, guys. All we do is we just buy the green dot down here. When the wave is down here, we are buyers, no matter what, because we are in one of two places, either right here or right here. Okay, and I think we're in one of those two zones right now when it comes to crypto. I think we're in a bear trap. I think over the next couple weeks, we'll probably just go sideways. And then in July, I think we're going to absolutely take off here and at least reclaim that 200 EMA at 2,500. So it's going to be a really interesting week. This is going to be a really interesting week on Monday. We'll see what happens. I see another one here in the chat for Honest Company. If you guys have requests, like I said, just drop them in the chat. I still like the Honest Company over $3. It does have a red dot. So again, what we do on a red dot is we want to set our stop loss at the previous low. The previous low is right there at 305. So I would just set your stop loss at like $3 or a little bit below $3. And right, if it comes back down to 280, maybe get in. But again, when you get the red dot, you need to make a decision. Okay, you either need to hold and wait for another green one to come to add, or you need to set a stop loss. Okay, the stop loss right there at $3 I think would be perfect for Honest. I see one for SON. Sonico. Sonico still needs the signal. You still need the green dot on that one. I see one here for UNH. UNH, very nice move. We entered this one back here at around 280. That had a really nice move up to 400. That one looks like it looks like it wants to keep going. I think healthcare stocks are going to perform pretty well very well as well. Because again, look, it's below the 4-year average. Again, you were getting it at a massive discount below the average right here back at 250 when we got our buy signal. Okay, we're not necessarily buying this now, but I do think this can continue to push up here. It looks very strong as long as it holds on to that 370 level. As long as it holds 370, you can protect your capital and put a stop loss at 370 right there. If it breaks 370, I'd probably sell it and wait for another green dot. But again, no red dot yet, so you don't even have to set a stop loss. Okay, you don't even need a stop loss. It still looks good, still bullish. It is in the red zone here on the daily, so yeah, I'd probably use a stop loss around 355. 355 on the stop loss. Make sure that holds. But I do think there is going to be a massive rotation out of these stocks like Micron, like AMD, right? And they're going to rotate into something. So they're going to sell. They're going to take profits. But what are they going to buy? The smart money. What are they going to buy? I think they're going to buy crypto and healthcare stocks. Again, I'm just an analyst. I just look at sectors that are beat up. Normally, if there's a rotation, it's going to be into a beat up sector, right? They're not going to rotate into something that's sitting at all-time highs, right? That just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to buy when we're literally sitting 65% off of the average. In the short term, yeah, it's fun. But again, if you're just patient, right, and wait for these signals, okay, and then just stay patient. Again, sometimes it can happen really fast. Sometimes that signal can turn out and go up really fast. And sometimes it takes more time. Sometimes it takes more time to develop. We can't control the markets, guys. All we can do is control our reaction to the markets. If you're panicking, right, when things are down, you got it all wrong, right? We don't want to panic down here. These guys, the smart money, they're buying when people are panicking. They're buying when people are scared, okay? All these bears, they're all taking their victory laps on X. And realistically, Bitcoin hasn't even broke 60,000 yet. Hasn't even broke 60,000. I guess it did for a very quick second, but ultimately, it's still hanging on to that level. Is 60 going to hold? I don't know. I really don't know. But I know we're at the bottom of the fib here. And just like how when we're at the top of the fib, okay, the Fibonacci tool, that's those zones right here, right? The red zone. Remember when we were up here in October, Bitcoin was 125,000 and everyone was bullish. Everyone was saying it's going to 1 million and da-da-da-da-da, right? That's where we want to sell, at the top of the fib. And now we're at the bottom of the fib. So, like I said, I think we're in this camp right here, guys. I know, it sucks, right? It really, crypto sucks right now. It's so crappy. It sucks so bad, okay? We diversify into stocks, so we've been taking some profits on some of these stocks, and now we have some cash, right, to rotate into these crypto names that are beat up. I'm looking to sell stocks now to raise capital to buy things like, I don't think I ever want to own Bitcoin, but buy things like Ethereum, Chainlink, things like that, things that I'm holding on this next round of signals, right? The next green dot, I think, will mark the bottom of the bear trap, right? The bottom of this, and then I think we're going to get this into the end of the year. It's going to be euphoria, right? And then again, then the cycle will repeat. Then we'll sell, right? We'll get our red dot. We'll take our profits, and we'll just wait till the next cycle. This has been a brutal cycle, guys. These last from December. I mean, this hasn't happened since back here in 2022. So that's been about 4 years. So to me, this tells me this is the end of the cycle right here. So again, Ethereum just waiting on that green dot still. Luis, welcome, brother. I see one here from you for RSR. That one's hitting an all-time low. So again, you just want to wait for the green dot to come back. I did buy this at one point. I think I bought it like back here, and I got stopped out of it on the red dot. So looks like a falling knife. I mean, that's a very ugly looking chart. See if there's a better one here. So yeah, we're at all-time lows right now. So this is the best, this is the greatest price in history to buy this name at, right? There has never been a better time, if you look at things from the data, to buy this name. So if you're bullish on this name in the long term, okay, it's never been a better time to buy in history. It's at the lowest it's ever been. I see one here for Bobby for TRMB. Is that Tractor Supply? Nope. No, it's not. TRMB looks good. So we had these signals right here. You can see those were invalidated right here in May, right? Your stop loss should have been right there at around 61. Boom, now it's down here at 54. But 54 was the low right here in 2025. You had a little bit lower of a low right there in 2024. I just wait on the green dot there, Bobby. I just wait on the green dot. That's very choppy. So if I was in this one, if you took a position on this, I'd have a stop loss probably around 51 or 52. You want that low of that candlestick, that green candlestick, to hold. Okay, you could even put it down there at like 51.90 if you wanted. I see one here for ACHR from Execute. What's up, brother? ACHR doesn't have that red dot yet. I'd put a stop loss on this one though at 470. 470. Again, we got our signal right here at around, what was that, 550. So you're about break even on the trade after last week. Again, last week was a very brutal week for a lot of names. I mean, names dropping 20% in 1 week is pretty brutal. But as long as this thing holds on to 470, it looks bullish. It doesn't have a red dot yet, but it is getting rejected right there on that 4 year. So you want this one to have a big open. I would definitely be setting a stop loss though at around 470 on ACHR here. Did it hold the EMAs? No, it dropped below the EMAs there. So you want it to hold that low right there from April. Okay, right there at 480. So I put a stop loss at 470, and if it hits, you're stopped out. I mean, that's trading, right? You're managing your risk. Then if it goes back down to 3 here and gives you another signal, what can you do? You can buy back in with the capital you got stopped out on. I see one here for Alan for SMCI. That gave the signal back there at 20. Again, another brutal week. I'm still waiting for this one to retrace deeper into these EMAs. I took profits on this thing around 48 after we bought it down here. The only reason I took profits on that, I do think this thing is going to potentially pull back maybe like the 34, but I do think it's going to keep going higher. I took profits up here because, again, anytime we get that extension off those EMAs, you guys see that room between the price and these EMA ribbons, that normally means we're going to pull back into it, right? You see the extension right here, the space between them. See how it pulled back into it, gave you the green dot here on the daily and then bounced. What I'd be watching for on SMCI is that next green dot here on the daily, because, again, as long as the dot is green on the weekly, guys, we can be in here on the smaller time frames like the daily and the 4 hour, because we're rest assured, right? We're buying down here, right? If you bought with us, SMCI, you bought at $20, right? We're not buying it up here at 50 when it's hitting the media. Okay, we're taking profits when it gets up to that red zone. Okay, and it tapped the red zone and got rejected. I think SMCI could come all the way down to 34 and it would still be bullish. So what I'm watching for on SMCI next week is a green daily dot. Next week is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what chip stocks do. I think they're going to sell off very hard. I have been wrong before many times, but again, just with where they're sitting, the valuations on the charts, I mean, anytime you get that kind of separation there off the mean, we know we're up here in this territory. I mean, just go to Twitter and say, hey, we should sell chip stocks, and look at all the comments that you get. Right? There's no way it's going to the moon. It's the greatest thing ever, right? It's the next NVIDIA, whatever, right? Yikes. Yikes. Jason, what's going on, brother? Zora, low market cap play. Yeah, I like the base network, but oh my gosh, dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't normally like to trade coins that haven't been around for a year because, again, I barely have any data. I mean, this is just looks like a rug pull to me. That looks ugly. If you want a base play, a low cap base play, I'm in Kita right now. It's down here at 13 cents. Okay, I think Kita has a little bit more utility than something like Zora. That's ugly, man. That's just, oof. That's scary. Okay, and again, not every crypto is going to make it. That's why we like to buy good quality projects. One that's really breaking out right now is this Babylon one. This was actually up 50% when everything else was selling off, but they just got integrated with Abe's testnet. This is like a $70 million market cap or something like that. I've been holding it for a while. I think I bought it like right here or something. So I'm about break even on it, but this chart looks very interesting, and it's a very new coin. It does have a lot of utility. You can actually use their protocol to lend Bitcoin. So they're a Bitcoin lending protocol, which is kind of the first of its own, I think. Maybe there's some other projects out there, but a $70 million market cap play. If you want a low cap play, I wouldn't play a chart like Zora here. I would play something like Baby or maybe Osmosis here. Okay, Osmosis is trying to turn on a dime. Let's see if Ethereum has a daily green dot. Yeah, so Ethereum has the daily green dot popping up down here. So if 1500 holds, right? If that, let's just say 1450 holds, I think that bear trap theory will be true, right? If this level holds, right? Obviously, if we break these lows from over here, things are going to get really, really ugly. Okay, we might come down here to 1,000. But up above that low from last year, I mean, we're making a higher high, guys. This is a higher high on the macro time frame. We bounced at 1,400. We're trying to bounce right here at 1,500 again. I'm not saying this was the bottom until I see that green dot on my weekly chart, but this is where the bulls stepped in last time, right? You could see on the data the bulls said, nope, we're not going lower than this. Rip it. Okay, so it'll be really interesting to see how we close this week. What else we got? RSR covered that, ACHR covered that, TTD. Man, TTD's just dancing, man. TTD's just dancing right on the line, isn't it, Bobby? Okay, I think my stop loss is at like 19 on this. I got a feeling I'm going to get stopped out on it. I think I entered at like $20. It's sitting at $19.95. I've been saying as long as it holds 19, it's fine. But, God, last week, it kind of looked like it was going to break out last week, but it just keeps failing and failing and failing and failing. It does still have that signal, but, man, it is dancing right on support. So I do have a stop loss at $19 on that. If it hits, I'm going to be stopped out of it because that thing could potentially keep going lower. So 19's the stop loss on that. It's just been very choppy. It just can't seem to get up over those averages. As hard as it's been trying, it just can't. Okay, decent company, right? They have pretty good earnings. Down a lot, right? Down from 140 all the way to $20. That's a huge drop. And it does have our monthly signal. We just need it to hold on to that level where we got the monthly signal there at about 1950. So I put a stop loss at 19 on TTD there. How's everybody doing? Let's take some from the Discord over here. Again, we have that live chart request thread. If you guys can't make the chart requests, live streams. I don't normally go live on Saturdays, but just because where the market is, I wanted to get on here and talk with you guys, show you guys some levels and what we're looking at here on the charts. It's been a very bloody week for both stocks and crypto. Again, if you're in the market and thinking it's just going to be green and going up and to the right the whole time, you're wrong, right? We're investors here. We're taking the long-term approach. We're not day trading. Okay, sometimes the market will go against us, and we just have to remain patient and sit on our hands, right? I compare this to buying real estate all the time. If the real estate market crashed 50% and you owned a home, okay, if it crashed 50% tomorrow and you owned a home, would you rush to your realtor to sell your house? No, you wouldn't. But the thing about the difference between stocks and real estate is it's really easy to make an emotional decision. It's really easy to open up my phone right now and see the market's way down, see all the panic on X, everyone's saying bear market, bear market, bear market, we're going lower, it's all over, it's all going to zero. We've heard it a million times, right? The hard times, okay, this is when people get emotional and they make emotional decisions. It's really easy for me to open up my phone and see all that chatter and make a trade and sell my assets, right? And again, you can't do that in real estate. So you got to remain disciplined if you're an investor. I see one here for Crypto Tim for GFI. GFI Goldfinch, all-time low. Okay, all-time lows. So again, if you're buying an asset you want to own for the long term, I mean that has a green dot there on the daily. So at the bottom of the Fibonacci. So again, it's at the lowest point it's ever been. I don't like charts that are going down and to the right. I like charts that are going up and to the right, like Ethereum. See how it's going up and to the right here? Up and to the right. Okay, we don't like charts that are going down and to the right, but if you like that project, it's at the lowest price it's ever been. I would be a buyer of it if I liked it. I don't know anything about it though. Adam, I have a position on this as well. Again, we're sitting at the bottom of the fib. So again, guys, just like if we were at the top of the fib, okay, think about this. Okay, if we're at the top of the Fibonacci, if you guys don't know what this Fibonacci tool is with the red zones and the golden zones, this is one of the most powerful trading tools you guys can have. And again, you guys can learn about how to use it over here. I have a free trading course if you guys are new. Got a free trading course right here in the trading course tab. You guys can go watch it and learn about it. If you guys do not have the indicators, you guys can get those right here in the trading indicator tab. What that's going to do is that's going to get you my whole entire trading layout, so you guys can use the same exact indicators with the same exact settings, just the way I have everything set up. Okay, and like I was saying with Adam, right, when we're at the top of the fib, the red zone, this is when we want to be selling. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, because the last time we were up here was in 2024 at $14. We're now sitting at $1.62. But look where we're at. We're at the bottom of it. We're at the bottom zone of the Fibonacci. Okay, so I actually have a position on Atom. I actually really like this project, and I'm staking it on Coinbase. So Coinbase is paying around, I believe they're paying around 19% APY for staking it. So I'm just accumulating it. I think I bought it right here at around $1.90. So again, after last week, yes, my position is down. Am I panicking? Am I selling? No. I'm staking it. I'm earning more, right? I'm accumulating more. And I like Coinbase staking because they automatically restake your earnings. So they have a setting on there that when you stake, okay, and there's probably a YouTube video on this. I should add that into the course and show you guys how to stake on Coinbase. And the cool thing about Coinbase too is you can unstake it at any time. You don't have to wait 21 days or anything like that. They take a fee, but you don't have to worry about, right, something going up and you getting caught and not able to sell. You can instantly unstake it. So my goal with Atom is I'm just holding it and I'm staking it. And again, I'm buying it at the 2020 lows, the lowest price in 6 years. Okay, everyone's telling you to exit the door, and you're literally buying some of these assets at 5 to 6 year lows, right? Look at Chainlink. Chainlink's down here at a 3 year low, right? Oh my gosh, sell. Okay, what was everybody saying back here in 2025? Buy. Down here, sell. Right? It's the opposite. So, again, these cryptocurrencies, if you guys believe in crypto, there hasn't been a better time to buy in years. Buy or hold. If you can't buy, if you don't have any more capital, you should just be holding. You should just be waiting, right? And waiting for a move up. Even Link's got a daily here. It'll be interesting to see how these daily alerts play out here after this big liquidation event here, because I'm looking at Ethereum last year, and right before we went on that big run, guys, there was a very big drop, right? We dropped back here in June. We went from 2,800 all the way down to around 2,100. That was back here. That was about a 26% drop in the matter of 2 weeks. And then you saw this one right here. We went from 1,800 down to 1,300 in the matter of a couple days, right? That was like a 20% sell-off, 21% sell-off, met with some consolidation, and then it just went straight up into the right? 20% dip, rip. Okay, this dip over 5 days, this is total manipulation. This is 100% manipulation. They are trying to liquidate retail. They're trying to get retail to panic and sell. 25% down in 5 days, right? That is total manipulation. Once again, we can't control the markets. We can't control the move like this, okay? But what we can control is our reaction to it. We don't have to panic down here, okay? Nothing changes. All we got to do is just wait it out, right? If you believe in what you're buying, if you believe it's coming back up here, if you believe it's going to be a thing over the next 5 to 10 years and be trading higher, okay, you shouldn't be worried about anything. Warren Buffett says you should be happy when your asset goes down, okay? And it doesn't make sense to sell something when it's sitting at a 52-week low. Does that make sense? Did we think the bottom was going to be right here at 1900? Yep. Guess what? We were wrong. And you know what? We knew we were wrong right here on May 11th. We knew we could potentially be wrong right here at 2100 when we got that signal and it sold off. So we could have made a decision to sell our position on Ethereum or go short on Ethereum right here. We could have made that decision. Okay? If you didn't make that decision, well, this is the result. Okay, and now what do? We just wait for the next green dot. We continue to invest 10 to 15% of our paychecks every single month and just continue to dollar cost average, because it's not going to matter if you bought at 1900 or down here at 1500 if you think it's going back up here to $5,000-$10,000. Okay, you're not going to care if you bought it at 1900 or 1500 in a bull market when everything's going up into the right? This is when everyone's going to be excited again up here. Okay, everyone's exiting the building right now at a 40% discount, right? Everyone's panicking and leaving the store at a 40% discount, telling you that, hey, you need to sell. Just like how people were telling you to buy up here, hey, you need to sell down here. Okay, not the right strategy. In my opinion, based on the data, logically, it just doesn't make sense. If I'm looking at things over a 4-year period, the average price of Ethereum at 2,500, sitting 40% off of the average. I know I sound like a broken record, but I mean, this is the data we have to go off of. This is what we use as technical traders to make decisions. Our whole goal here at Overkill Trading, guys, is to buy great assets at a great price. Is Ethereum a great asset? It's the #1 altcoin in the world. Okay, I would say yes, it's a great asset. Okay. Is it at a great price? Well, if you went to Costco today and everything was 40% off, I think you'd be pretty happy. Okay, but again, it's the opposite in the markets because, again, emotions get involved, and that's just how it goes. And that's why people lose, because they get emotional and they just can't have a little bit of patience. XCN, again, red dot came back here at 4,800. It's continuing to fall. I'm just continuing to stake and hold this one all the way down. Okay, look at that. Look at the RSI here. Okay, all these RSIs are green. Okay, you guys see your purple line turn green. That means we're very oversold. Okay, this is an unprecedented sell-off. Again, manipulation, 7 days down. They're trying to flush everybody out. They're trying to get you to sell. We're not selling down here. If you guys are part of the Spartan Army, we're not selling right now. We are looking for places to buy more. And again, where that place is going to be is right here on a green weekly. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you bought on the next daily alert after a dip like this. Okay, I mean, look at this. 20% in 5 days. I mean, 20% in 5 days. We can go back up 20% in 1 day, guys. In 1 day, we could have a 20% candle, and all the losses over the last 5 days could be gone. Okay, but that won't happen if you decide to panic and sell down here. It won't. Okay, if you believe in crypto, have some discipline, dude. Have some discipline. Okay, when times get hard, that's when the breakthrough's coming, baby. That's when the breakthrough's coming. When times get hard, that's when the breakthrough's about to happen. When you feel like quitting, that's when you're about to break through to that next level. So, again, don't quit. Don't quit. Believe in, have some faith in your investments. Okay, and again, if you're looking to sell, this is no time to sell. Okay, no time to sell a lot of these names sitting down here at like 2-year lows. Look at SUI right now, down here at the 2024 lows. What did we do down here at 70 cents? Were people buying SUI down here at 70 cents? No. They were buying it up here at $5. Everybody on Twitter was talking about SUI up here at $5. Now it's at 72 cents. Now it's a dead project. Now it's all going to zero, right? Again, that's exactly what they were saying back here. We want to sell up here and buy down here. Again, this has been an extended bear market. One of the most frustrating markets I have ever been a part of. But again, we can't control the markets, guys. We can only control our reaction. And again, if we believe in this asset class, if we believe in cryptocurrency, if we believe that governments and institutions and banks are all adopting it and using the technologies and using these coins for DeFi, decentralized finance, and the utility of them, right? We believe in all that, right? If you're investing in crypto and you don't believe in where the industry is going, okay, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you're investing in it. One thing I want to share real quick. Again, I posted this on Twitter the other day. I just want to share this. Again, look at this. The world's assets in 2026. This was updated in May of 2026. Okay, so what this tells you is the total value by asset class. So look how small cryptocurrency is right now. If you add up every single cryptocurrency, I'm talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, right, Cardano, Chainlink, you put them all into one pot. Okay, the total value of all of them put together is $2.7 trillion. Gold is $37 trillion. M2 money supply, which is the amount of money sitting on the sidelines right now, just cash, like that could buy anything at any time. This is what like governments hold in the Federal Reserve and stuff. 105 trillion. If you add up every single stock in the world, it's 130 trillion worth of value. So just know, right? We are still early in the asset class. We are still very early. Imagine buying stocks when this number was 2.7 trillion. Imagine buying stocks when this number, because at one time this was 2.7 trillion, probably way back in the early 1900s. Okay, I tell you guys all the time, buying crypto right now is like buying tech stocks in the 1900s. This is like buying Amazon at $5. Okay, if you're thinking about it on the macro, because I don't know about you, but I believe this number is going to increase over the next 5 to 10 years. I believe we could be sitting anywhere from 27 trillion to $50 trillion in the next 10 years. And we're sitting at 2.7 trillion. So as this number goes up, so do the assets in the asset class, right? So will Chainlink, so will Ethereum, so will these utility coins that are actually being utilized, and they're not just meme coins and fart coins, right? We're buying great assets with great utility. SUI, great utility, Okay, Ethereum, great utility. Kita has some utility. Okay, Chainlink, great utility. Aerodrome, great utility. Those are all great names. Okay, and we're getting them at great prices right now. So again, can we sell off and keep going down? Yes. I'm not calling the bottom of crypto until we see the green dot on the weekly chart. Okay, I'm not going to say, hey, this is the bottom again until we get that green dot on the weekly chart. But again, Aerodrome, we got this signal back here in February at 31 cents. It's sitting right where you got the signal. It's sitting right where we got the signal there at 31 cents. So if we get a green dot pop in the next couple weeks and we go back this way, okay, all the bears are going to be sucking their thumbs. So really all we can do right now is just wait, right? We're just waiting. We're patient. We don't have to make a decision right this second. We just let the trade come to us. Let the market tell us what it's going to do. And again, a lot of these names warned you right here, right? Chainlink came right here last week at $9. We could have sold our Chainlink. We could have set a stop loss. Okay, if we didn't, well, now we're just waiting for another signal to average in or buy more. Okay, because again, we're not selling until this wave comes back up here. Okay, down here they're trying to flush you out. Down here they're trying to get you to make an emotional decision, sell your assets so all the banks and all the smart people can buy it all up. Okay, if Chainlink goes down to 650 or 550 back where it was here in 2023, wonderful. I'm just going to keep I'll buy it all the way down. Every single green dot I get on the weekly chart, I'm going to add to my position. Okay, every single one. And these dots can come in 2 weeks, they can come in 3 weeks, they can come in 4 weeks, it could be 6 weeks. I can't give you guys an approximate number, but you are seeing the daily charts extremely oversold. Okay, normally when this happens, okay, that means buyers are going to step in, right? These markets are controlled by algorithms. When an algorithm sees, wow, this is literally sitting, right, Chainlink is literally sitting right now 46% off of its 4-year average. The average price over the last 4 years is $13, right? It's almost 50% off of that price. If I'm an algorithm, if I'm a computer saying, oh, this is a great price, right? A great price. We want to buy great assets at a great price, guys. That is the goal here at Overkill Trading. So if your name is sitting that far below the moving average, right, you should be just eating it up, okay? Not letting the volatility get to you. I see one here from the Discord for Cetus. Cetus we still love. Again, we got the signal back here at 0.015. That was a penny and a half. You're still up on your position if you entered off of that. Again, nothing changes. We're just waiting on that green dot. Again, look at these daily charts, guys. These daily charts are extremely oversold. Okay, I'm sorry, but I am in the camp that we are in a massive, massive bear trap right now. Okay, the whole world is bearish right now. Okay, the whole world is saying that it's over. It's all going to zero. So those are the times that, again, you don't want to be looking at the news. You don't want to be panicking. You don't want to be running the other way. You want to do the opposite of what Twitter says. Okay, and again, all the bears are taking their victory laps, but I don't even see a break of support on Bitcoin. I don't even see it. I see a double bottom right now. Okay, does that mean that's going to hold? I don't know. Okay, all I'm doing is just sticking to our strategy, right? We're just waiting for another green dot. If that comes down at 50,000, great. We got a chance to buy here at 65. We got a chance to buy up here at 82. Okay, and we're going to get another chance to buy here down here at 50. Either way, if we buy here, here, or here, okay, if it's going back to 130, it's not going to matter. Does it suck in the short term when it just keeps going down? Yeah, but imagine being one of the guys that bought up here at 125. Imagine being the people buying up here at 125. They're now down 52%, 53%. Okay, if you bought right here at 65 off the last signal, you're down 8%. 8% down off the last signal, guys. You can't take an 8% dip. Again, just go trade mutual funds, go trade ETFs. Do not trade crypto. Crypto is the most volatile asset on the planet, okay? Again, I think we're sitting right here. Bear trap. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think we're at here in regards to the cycle? Are we in a bull trap, right? We can't be in a bull trap, right? Because a bull trap's where everyone thinks we're going up. Everyone thinks we're going up. That would be a bull trap, right? A bear trap is when everyone thinks we're going down and then we go the other direction, right? The last flush before the big move. So I don't think the bears should be taking their victory lap until Bitcoin actually closes below 60. Could we close below 60 tomorrow? Yes, we can. Absolutely. Anything is possible with a red dot. Again, I'm not saying anything until I see this green dot come back on the chart. But what I am expecting is for us to just maybe go sideways for another couple weeks, and then that's when I think you're going to see the move higher on Bitcoin again. Just like how we wanted to sell up here in the red zone, right, at the top of the Fibonacci retracement tool, okay? Just like how everyone was telling you to buy up here at 125, Now we're at the very bottom of it, folks. The very bottom of the fib, okay? That's normally a really good time to buy historically, guys. Historically, this is a fantastic time to be buying the asset that you want to own for the long term. Because again, our target's up here in the red zone. So if you're targeting the red zone right now on Bitcoin, buying at 60,000 and your target's up here at 120, that's a 100% move. You're doubling your money. And again, all we're doing is just waiting till it gets back up there, right? Time is our friend. Time is our greatest friend here in the markets. If you don't sell, you can't lose. If you don't sell, you don't lose. Okay? Just like how if you don't sell up at the top, you don't win. Right? Everyone had these massive gains back up here in 2025, but they didn't take profits. Okay, I got friends saying, man, my accounts are down so much. They don't have the signals. They don't care for the signals, right? They just think, right, they want to buy it and hold it forever, which is fine. But again, is Bitcoin a great asset? Absolutely. Was this a great price up here? No. Why? Because we were that far off of the moving average, right? We were 40 to 50% off the mean. Now we're sitting below the mean, and now everybody's exiting the building. So, again, you're either buying it at an expensive price, a fair price, or a discount. Right now you're getting a little discount on Bitcoin. What else we got? Any more requests here in the chat? Bobby said Sui Cita staking is where it's at. I agree with it. I agree, brother. Yep, those liquidity pools. Jeff knows all about those. Fire up the grill, Jeff says. We're ready for some bear burgers. Yeah. Yes, sir. GWRE. So this one looks pretty good here above 116. Okay, you just want to make sure that low right there from back here holds. Okay, because again, this green dot is telling you that, hey, the previous low is the stop loss. You could even probably count that as the stop loss right there at 120. I'd probably use mine at around 113. Okay, but it looks good. You're getting it at a little discount here. Again, you're not buying it way up here off the mean. You're buying it at a good price right now. Okay, and again, our target would be up here at around 240. What else we got? If I held AVGO on a 20% drop, would you sell for a loss or hold? Thought about taking the L and rolling it, what's left, into Chainlink. AVGO, that's Broadcom. Yeah, so Broadcom, right? So this gave a red dot right there at around 400. Obviously, we were up into the red zone here for a long time, so we would have never been buying up here in the first place. Right, we would have bought AVGO down here at around like 325 maybe. That's a tough one, man. My bias right now on these chip stocks is we're going lower, right? I have a pretty big position on SOXS, which is a semiconductor bear ETF, meaning right, if chip stocks sell off like MU, right, if that comes back down, if Intel comes down, right, if those come down, this is going to go up. So I never buy assets in the red zone. So whenever I see my asset up here in the red zone, I never buy, right? Our selling strategy is to sell the red dot in the red zone. And you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities to sell since April. 6 of them, all over here. And that's cracking. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, dude, but again, our strategy is pretty clear in the Discord. Right, our strategy is pretty clear. We never buy when this wave is up here, okay, unless there's some kind of crazy couple-day pullback like we've seen on some of these cryptocurrencies. Okay, we want to buy down here in this zone, into the averages, right? The white line's the 1-year moving average, the blue line's the 4-year. And again, right now, AVGO is sitting down 43% off of the 4-year average. So anytime that's like 40 to 60% up off the average, right, we got to assume we're up here in this territory. Right, when we're that far off the 4-year, we never want to be buyers. So I would rather buy, if you're going to ask me what I would rather buy between AVGO and Chainlink, absolutely I'd rather buy Chainlink down here. Why? Because, again, if you're looking at it from a 4-year period, you're 46% off the average. So you're selling, right, AVGO at a 46% premium, meaning you're at Costco right now and everything's 45% more expensive, okay, and you're selling that to go buy something that's 45% off, 47% off. Does that make sense? And again, that's if you're looking at it from a 4-year perspective. The blue line, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to tell, right, the 200 EMA, if you're getting a fair price or not, right? Expensive, if you're buying it at the average, that's a fair price. If you're buying it down here, right, that's a discount, right? You look at that, right, discount below the mean, into the means a fair price, right? If you're buying it at the average, that's fair. It's a fair price. And if you're buying it up here, you're buying it at a premium. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's the way we look at it. Again, we just go off data here. Data, logic, data, and discipline. Those are our three things here. We think about things logically, right? We have a plan, we have a strategy that we stick to. We go off the data, we go off the signals, we go off the EMA ribbons, we go off the MACD, and discipline. We have the discipline to stick to and do what we say we're going to do, right? We stick to what we say we're going to do. Logic, data, discipline. Flare got listed on Robinhood. Is that for real? Is that real? FLR, they got a big partnership with XRP. AVGO's down 20% after hours? Really? After hours like Friday? No, it's not. It dropped 20. It's at like 385 right now. It's down like 1% after hours. Did Flare really get listed on Robinhood though? That's interesting. They got a pretty big partnership with XRP. Wow, they did get listed over there. That's interesting. Hey, thanks for calling that out, man. But Flare's at an all-time low. I mean, it's at the low. It's at about a half a penny right now. So, again, you got the daily. I think these daily dots that are popping up, guys, are very, very interesting, right? They're very interesting. Chainlink has one. Ethereum has one. Again, these aren't as accurate as the weekly ones, but when we are this oversold, when a move like this has happened, normally you get a snap back, right? Normally you get an impulsive move higher. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you if you guys want to play those daily dots because, again, just of how big of a manipulation move that was last week. I mean, these daily dots look very interesting. Again, if the daily dot is into the fib like it was here, I mean, that went from 0.07 all the way up. That was a 30% move. And again, I think this is total manipulation, guys. I think they're trying. This is their last try before the market absolutely takes off to get everybody to panic, to get everybody to sell. Okay? And again, talk to me in 6 months. Let me know I'm wrong in 6 months. Okay, I'll admit the last round of grain dots, they were wrong in the short term. But if I'm looking at things over a year, right, and Ethereum's back up here at 4,000 in a year, I made 100% on this trade because I didn't panic sell down here. Does that make sense? So we can be wrong in the short term, but be very right in the long term. Okay, and we're shooting for the long term. We don't care about the day-to-day price action. Does this dip suck last week? Absolutely. Okay, if you've been buying crypto since back here in May, over the last year, you're down on your positions, more than likely. Okay, you're down. But again, what do you do when you're down? Do you quit? Do you give up? Do you act like a coward and just go fold and go do something else? Go chase the next shiny object? I mean, that's a question for you. I just don't have quitting. Quitting's not in my blood. I believe there's no such thing as winners and losers. There's only winners and quitters. If you quit, you lose. You're out, right? A loss is never recorded in the market unless you sell. Does that make sense? If you don't sell, right, the IRS is never going to know that you had a loss, right? And I saw someone asking about wash trades. I'm not very familiar about that. You might want to ask like an accountant or somebody about that. But yeah, Slow Train, what's going on, brother? I see one here for SMR. SMR still green as well. This is a nuclear energy play. Again, you're buying it way off the 40-year right now. You're getting this thing at around a 40% discount in regards to the 4-year. Again, everyone's talking about nuclear energy up here. Not a lot of people talking about it. I still like this one above $9.30. You got an easy stop loss there. What about AKT? AKT got rejected there at the yearly. It has a red dot. So what I do on AKT, I sold mine at like 70 cents. I sold it right here, or maybe right here. Yeah, I got stopped out at 70. I think I had a stop loss set at 70 cents, and it got hit right there. Okay, I knew that if we broke that EMA ribbon, we'd be in trouble. If you're in this one, I'd set a stop loss at 53. Because again, crypto's going to try to turn the corner here, guys. It's going to try to go back up here in the next couple of days. Again, this could snap back really fast. Again, we could have a 20% day up tomorrow, right? And all these shorts, all these people taking their victory lap on Twitter are going to look like buffoons. Okay, so if you're in AKT, what I'd do is I'd put a stop loss at 52. Okay, if you held through that dip, if you didn't get stopped out like I did at 70 cents, okay, I would set a stop loss now. Okay, if this is the bottom, right? They did everything they could. They shoved it down for 14 days in a row. Okay, normally after a 14-day pullback, there's going to be a snap back. So again, nothing is for sure, but if you use a stop loss at 52, I think that's a great technical trade. It does have the red dot. So again, anytime we get a red dot, we want to use that stop loss. So you could set it at the bottom, at that low there from Friday, and say, hey, okay, if that breaks, yeah, we're probably going to continue to go down here. Because again, anytime you get a red dot on the weekly, that's when you want to use caution, right? That's when you want to say, okay, I need to have a plan here. I need to sell some here. I need to set a stop loss, or I'm just going to hold through it and I'm going to buy again on the next green dot. But anytime the wave's up here giving me a red dot, I mean, it's almost an automatic, right, sell or stop loss. You have to sell or stop loss, right? These signals down here, right, the ones here on the weekly that are down when the wave's below it, I don't really get that concerned about, right? Most of the time I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to buy more if it dips, right? If it dips down and gives me another green dot, I'm just going to buy more, okay, when the wave's down here. But if the wave's up here, right, that's when you really need to make a decision. That's when you really need to, honor the dots and either use a stop loss or take profits, okay? Because you're playing with fire if you're not selling in the waves up here. Because again, if you didn't sell Ethereum back here in August with us between $4,000 and $5,000, okay, this thing went all the way down to $1,500. Now you feel really stupid because you didn't take profits up here, right? So when the wave's up here, we want to sell. When the wave's down here, we want to buy. And AKT right now has the wave up there with the red dot. So how I'd play that again is I would just use a stop loss right there around 51 or 52 cents. Okay, and if that pumps tomorrow, that could definitely recover and go back up there to 116. But I am stopped out on that at 70. Again, I think I got in like down here at like 40, so that was still like a 60% trade for me. Still really happy with that. And again, it has pulled back over the last couple weeks. So set your stop loss right there at like 51, the bottom of this week's candle. If that red dot is legit, okay, we're going to lose 52. So 52, very important stop loss there for AKT. I see one here for ABT. Are you talking about the stock or the crypto? Because the stock looks really good. Someone requested this in the Discord today. I like it. This is a healthcare stock, way down right now. I think they pay a pretty good dividend too. I like this one over 84. Up above 84, I like this one. I put a stop loss right there. Slow Train says, buy quality assets, stay emotionally disciplined, and give your investments time to work. Amen, brother. Yes, exactly. Let the trades play out, folks. Let them play out, okay? If this stuff was easy, everybody would be doing it, okay? The reason I believe people fail in the markets is because they don't know how to control their emotions. They see their account go down, they panic, they sell, and then it's all over, okay? When really, all you have to do sometimes is just sit on your hands. Just sit on your hands and let the trade come to you, okay? The trade comes to us when we get this signal. Look at ABT up here off of 84, okay? Beautiful move up. I like this one a lot. This stock looks good. I put a stop loss at 83 or 84 and let it ride. Jeff says perseverance is the key to success. 100%. Yep. When times get hard, do you persevere or do you fold? Do you fold? Do you quit? Do you go do something else? Do you give up? Okay, perseverance wins every time. Stay long. The best thing we have in our favor right now is not only the technicals, not only are we buying and holding at these very low prices when we're trading at massive discounts, but we can wait, right? If you're not trading with leverage, we can wait as long as possible. Okay, you can never be liquidated if you don't use leverage in crypto. I never recommend leverage in crypto. You'll get smoked because it's so easy to manipulate. Okay, why is it easy to manipulate? Because of that chart I showed you earlier. Okay, when there's a little bit of capital in something, okay, when there's a little bit of capital in something, very tiny capital, very hard to manipulate. It's hard to manipulate gold because there's $37 trillion. For this to go down 10%, they have to sell $3.7 trillion worth of gold for the price to go down 10%. They only have to sell 270 billion to make the price go down to this. So, again, when there's a very small, when you're really early to an asset class like this, it's very easy to manipulate. That's why I tell you guys, if you can't take, right, 20% dips, 20% drops, 50% drops sometimes, don't trade crypto. Just don't. Just go trade the QQQ or the SPY, okay? It's a lot less volatile. You won't watch your account go through the big swings. If you're new, I get it. It's not easy to do, okay? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be making money. But that's not the case, okay? 90% of people fail in the markets, guys. That's just a stat, okay? Why is that? Okay, I believe it's the lack of the ability to control emotion. That's what I believe. I don't know about you, but there's got to be something to that, right? I see one here for LOGC. That one's up in the red zone, so yeah, we'd be taking profits on this one. We'd be taking profits. Anytime we're in the red zone, we're taking profits. What else we got? Any more over here from the live requests? Let's go back here to the top. We got LCID. I did enter a small position on this last week. I believe at around $5.50. It's down to $5 right now. I'm playing the monthly on this. This is a long-term play for me. Uber actually owns 10% of this company. Uber owns 10% of them. They've just been absolutely smoked here. So again, I'm just playing the signal down here. These ones haven't played out. They've had a couple stock splits. This is a very high risk, high reward play. They're an electric car maker, pretty much losing money. But again, Uber has a 10% stake in them. So apparently Uber believes in them. So I'm taking a chance on it down here at around $5 off the monthly signal. Again, it's a not a good looking stock at all. Like I wouldn't recommend it. But I did take a small position on it last week, and it did go the other way with everything else last week. So at $5, I mean, it's bearish, right? We're down below the EMAs. It's very bearish. But again, I'm playing this signal. This signal is not a day trade. This is a 6-month swing trade. Okay, so if I'm entering this, I'm gonna wait, right, 6 months for that thing to play out, right? For either the price to come back up here to the red zone, or for the weekly wave to get back up here and give me a red dot. One of the two. RR, so Rich Tech Robotics. That one's still green, so that one told you the bottom was in right there at 186. That would be the low we're playing here. If you're on the daily, oof. Yeah, I just want to see it hold 182. So I'd probably be looking for daily alerts now that we got the weekly. If you want to enter that one, again, really ugly candle to end the week there. This is a robotics company here. I think I bought it like back here at 3. I got out at break even. They announced like a Microsoft partnership here, and it was just looking like it was going to run. And then Microsoft was like, oh, no, we're not partnered with them. And then it just sank. Just an unbelievable turn of events there. But up above 180, that's the support, right? That's what that green dot's telling you is that, hey, that level right there should be the bottom. If that level breaks, right, you should see a red dot pop up. A red dot will probably pop up, actually, if it breaks down below 220. So less conservative stop loss is 180. The more conservative one is about 220 on that one. But again, the dot is still green, so you don't have to set a stop loss just yet. But again, it's going to be really interesting to see where the markets open on Monday, because Friday was a brutal day. What else we got? Good time to buy more now in Hood. I like both of them. I own both of them. I really like Robinhood. Robinhood's one of my favorite stocks just because I think they're going to be a massive, massive company. I do like Robinhood here. It's sitting right on our EMA ribbon here. I would still be a buyer of Hood here as well. And then ServiceNow, I sold about half of my position up here at 135. Again, the only reason I sold was because of that separation we got there off the EMAs. See how price was very extended there on Monday? That's where we took profits. So when I take profits up here, what I'm looking for is it to pull back into these EMAs. So now that it's getting closer to the EMA ribbon, I actually do like it. Okay, watch for either a daily alert here or a 4-hour alert, one of the two. Okay, probably the next 4 hour I think will be a good spot for you. If it comes down to 100, yeah, I definitely buy now at 100 there. But again, we got in down here at around 87 on ServiceNow. That was a pretty nice trade if you sold right here at 38. What else we got? Perseverance and say nothing to the wife. That's awesome, Bobby. Oh, my wife knows crypto's down, trust me. RZLV, this one still looks fine above 2. That one looks okay above 2. MSTF, Microsoft Futures, I think you mean MSTR. That looks ugly. Okay, so he's at like a $10 billion loss. I think they're really just trying to liquidate Michael Saylor. If that breaks 105, things are going to get really ugly. Really ugly. MSTZ is the inverse ETF on this, and I think it looks bearish. Okay, if you're looking at this trend line, if you connect the dots here, it actually did break out of that. So, yeah, God, this is going to be really interesting, folks. It's going to be a really interesting week here. MSTR, again, I wouldn't touch it until I see a green dot. You really want to see it hold on to $100. Okay, the last signal came right there at 126. It's at 120 now. You definitely want to stop loss though at about 100, and I put it at $100. If it breaks 100, I would sell that one now. Iron, the wave's up here. So again, we're not buying assets that far off the 4-year. We just don't buy at 62% premiums. It's in the red zone. Yeah, I'm a seller of Iron up here. Tesla is green as well, still sitting right on that yearly moving average. I'd put a stop loss on Tesla at like 160. Okay, that's those lows right here from April. If that breaks, okay, like at 355, if that breaks, I would sell it. We'd most likely come back down here to like the 280 level. Okay, so watch that one for a red dot next week. I'd probably use a stop loss, like I said, right there at around 360. 360 on the stop loss. I see one here for Arturo for XLM. And like I said at the beginning, guys, we do have a 1,000 XRP giveaway going on here in the Discord. All you got to do is come over here to the giveaways tab, click on this emoji right here, and that will enter you in. We got 511 people entered for that. That drawing will be on June 18th. One person will win 1,000 XRP over here in the Discord. Stellar still looks interesting, man. Stellar's holding up actually pretty well. Compared to the rest of the market. It had that big move up there from fifth. That was a 100% move there. Okay, and now you see how it's bouncing right here on these EMAs. Okay, so I'd really like XLM here above 17 cents. As long as 17 cents can hold, this one looks like it's going to absolutely explode. Again, the dot is still green. We're still bullish even after a 20% dip. Okay, bouncing on a very nice support level here, and I love it above 17 cents. I'd still be a holder of this one, targeting up here between 35 and 40. ASST, can you give it a push? Yeah, I wish I could, dude. I wish my options didn't get absolutely screwed on this stock split. I'd look for the daily dot there on ASST, brother. It's got a red dot, though, on the weekly, so a little concerning. I lost everything on those just because of a stock split. I think my options were for 2028, and they just totally took a crap. I've never actually held options before into a stock split, and I will never do that again. I will never do it again because, I mean, the price even went up, and my options are still expired. So I guess that's what I get for buying a penny stock. What can you do? I don't see any more in the chat. I'll take a few more over here from the Discord. If you guys have more, just drop them in there right now. I got a couple more minutes here, and then we will be signing off until Monday. Compound. Compound's back down again. All we're doing, again, bottom of the fib. I mean, everyone's losing their mind. Everyone's bearish. Again, when we're at the top of the fib, what are we doing? We're selling. Okay. When we're down here at the bottom, what are we doing? We're looking for reasons to buy. So I'm looking for a green dot here on comp. Again, it hasn't broke its support level down there at 14 yet. We want to see a green weekly on that. Thoughts on NASA ETF with SpaceX? I don't like it. I don't like either of those. I think they're gonna smoke retail. I think they're gonna absolutely just, retail's gonna get so hurt over the next couple of months. It's gonna be really sad, right? Because the majority right now, they're selling crypto. They're buying things like AMD all the way up here. They didn't buy it right here at 180. They want to buy it up here at 500. They're buying things like Intel. They're going to rush into the SpaceX. Could it be a good short-term play? Yeah, but again, we're not short-term traders here. We're long-term investors. I mean, look at this chart. Look at Intel's chart, guys. Look at Intel's chart. Okay, doesn't that look a little bit like this? Just stupid territory, right? I mean, look how far it is off the yearly average. I mean, you're talking 45% off the yearly moving average. Right? But again, this is why I made this channel, so people don't get smoked like this, right? Again, I know we had some signals go off on crypto over the last few months that have not been accurate in the short term. But again, you give that thing 6 months to 12 months to play out. I mean, I think we're going to be talking about something else here. I think we're going to be saying, oh man, those people, you know, that I keep thinking of that meme where you know, the guy's like, Bitcoin 60K, I'm not buying that. And then it's up here at 125, and they're like, oh, I should have bought down here. And then it goes back down to the same price, and they're like, not buying it, right? Because again, people only want to buy when things are exciting. No one wants to buy when things are hitting the gutter. And I'm just gonna go off on a limb here and say that these green dots down here on the daily into these EMAs after a 25% manipulation liquidity grab look very interesting. They look very, very interesting here. Okay, I mean, you got an easy trade set up here on Chainlink if you just want to use a tight stop at like 690. I mean, that's just, I mean, this RSI is so oversold right now. Okay, it's so oversold. Look what happened last time we got this oversold. This was back here in 2024. Look what it's the same thing. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 20% down in 4 days. Okay, that was a 37% drop. But then what did we do? We chopped, and then we ripped. Okay? This is a liquidity grab, folks. Straight up. It's a liquidity grab. Okay? If you're selling now, you will never make money in the markets. You guys understand? We're at the bottom of the cycle, the bottom of the bear market. We're sitting at or around the bottom of the bear market. Okay? I see a double bottom here. I see a double bottom here from February. Okay? A double bottom is what we tap, and then we tap it again and reverse the other way. So, again, bears are taking their victory lap, but I still haven't seen a lot of these names break their February lows. Okay? I haven't seen, well, I guess Ethereum did. But 2025 or 52-week lows, I haven't seen it break. Right? We did break that low at 1700. Okay? We broke the February low there, but let's see if we close. We can get back up to 1800 tomorrow, guys. We could be back at 1800 tomorrow. Okay, it could happen. Okay, a 20% candle in 1 day is not crazy for crypto, right? We could recover all these gains in the matter of days and get even more. So ARB got, yeah, all these signals got the daily alerts, right? All of our names right now. The daily ones we don't like as much. I mean, I like them right now just because of how far down we've gone in a very short period of time. Right, this is manipulation, guys. This is straight up manipulation by the central exchanges, by the banks, by all the big holders to get retail out. Look at X. Just go pull up X, dude. You got all the bears back out of their caves. They're having a parade. And yes, they were right in the short term, guys. And they'll tell you how right they were, but they'll never show their short positions, right? We're in the game, man. If you don't have a chip in the game, you're not in the game. If you don't have a chip in play, you're not in the game, right? I think bears sound smart sometimes, but the bulls in the end will make money, right? They're telling you it's a bear market. You make money buying in bear markets. That's the only way to make money in the markets. You buy when everyone else is scared, when everyone else is running away, and I think we can all agree that that is happening right now. Outside of our Discord and our community, everybody is very panicked about crypto. And you're just going to see a little bit of green come in here. People are going to get really excited again, and they're going to rush in. And then there's going to be a FOMO rally like there was last year. If the cycle plays out the way it did last year and we get that 5-month move up, okay, 5 months of going up, you're going to see things, right, probably top around September, October. But I have a feeling this bull market, this bull market that we're going to get in crypto is going to last years. It's not going to last a couple of weeks. I think after a dip like this, I think we're going to see like this, right, from 2020 all the way to 2022. Just a big bull run, okay, after this liquidity grab. I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a massive, massive move into 2027, 2028, right? And all those people are going to be saying, man, I wish I would have bought in June of 2026. I wish I would have bought those lows. That's my analysis. That's my prediction, right? Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't say for sure what's going to happen. I just trade stuff based on data. And based on the data, every time Ethereum has come down here since 2018, if you bought these signals and just held, okay, for 6 months, you made money probably 95% of the time if you were able to hold that long. If you held at least a year, you made money probably every time, every single time. Because again, Ethereum's a bullish asset, right? It's going up and to the right. And you can see here, we're putting in a double bottom, okay? Look at, we bottomed right here in 2023 at 1500. We bottomed right here in April of 2024 at 1500. What are we doing right now? We're going to try to bottom again right here at 1500. This is, look at that. Ah, look at that freaking setup, dude. Okay, is this the bottom, guys? What do you think? Is that the bottom right there at 1500? Let me know. What do you guys think? Okay, look at this. 2023, where'd we bottom? Okay, green dot right there, 2023, September, 1500. Boom, rip it. What did we do right here last year? 2025, 1500 bottom signal, rip it. We'll see, folks. We will see. But you can see buyers are stepping in, right? There's nobody left to sell. The people that are still holding are long-term believers in cryptocurrency. They're long-term. Everybody else is weak hands. They're all gone. They're out. There's no one left to sell. There's no one left. So we'll see what happens, guys. I think we're very close. And again, these daily charts are looking very juicy. Very juicy. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Again, we could recover all these gains in a couple of days. I mean, we could be back up here at 950 on Chainlink in a couple of days. And everyone's going to be going, what? It's so funny, man. I hope it happens. I hope it happens for the bear's sake. Have mercy on him, Lord. Have mercy. Okay, but again, the plan doesn't change, guys. We have a strategy here. We stick to it. Markets go up, markets go down. We just continue to dig, right? We just continue to be that tortoise when everyone else wants to be the hare. You go read the book, The Tortoise and the Hare. We are the turtle. We're the person that's just doing what we need to do every single day. We're not in a rush. We're not trying to get there fast. We're just staying consistent, staying disciplined, doing what we do, focusing on the larger time frames, the larger outlook, not worrying about the price day to day, okay? And we're looking to sell in our zones. Okay, if you guys want to learn more about our strategy, if you guys are new here, I do have a free trading course over here that explains all of our rules, all of our indicators, everything we do. Okay, and again, we do have 1,000 XRP going on, giveaway going on here in the Discord, guys. I've never given away that much XRP, and I want you guys to participate. I want somebody to win that. I want somebody to take that home. I want to bless somebody so they can go bless somebody else. Okay, and we're going to start doing a lot of these giveaways over here in the Discord. So I'm going to start giving back pretty heavy to the Spartan community. Okay, we've grown a lot over the years, and I got some more things in the work. We did just launch our chart request feature here, so you guys can actually request any chart at any time now. All you got to do is type in /layout, okay, and then you just click on the overkill indicator, and then you type in the ticker you want to see. So if I wanted to see Apple stock, I would just type in Apple. Why doesn't Apple show up? That's weird. APPL, right? That's the ticker. What? Let's do Amazon. So Amazon, common stock, you see that right there. So I could pull up Amazon's chart right over here. You guys can pull these up at any time. So you guys don't need to wait for me to log on to do these chart requests anymore. You guys can do them yourselves. So you can see Amazon has a red dot right here. Okay, the time to buy Amazon was right there at around 200. Now it's coming back down, guys. Stocks don't look good. Stocks don't look good. I think there will be a rotation out of stocks into crypto. I think you're going to see a massive decoupling over the next 6 months. I think you're going to see names like AMD, MU, right? The big chip names, all those names that have just ran really hard. I think you're going to see a sell-off, guys. And I think they're going to take that money and they're going to rotate into the beat-up asset classes. There is no asset class that is more beat up over the last 10 months, okay, than crypto. There's no asset class that's more beat up. Okay, we have gone down for 10 months. 10 months of, I don't see that anywhere else but back here in 2022. Okay, I don't see that anywhere but back here. And that marked the bottom, okay, and then we went up over the next 2 years. So again, if you're playing the long game, I think these prices are just, it's a gold mine. It's an absolute gold mine right now. If you guys have cash to buy, or if you're holding, it's definitely not a time to sell. We don't, if Costco was having a 40% off sale tomorrow, we would all be going. We would all be going and doing our shopping. We would be buying everything we possibly could. We wouldn't be running out of the store and panicking and running away, right? Getting in the car and speeding off. We wouldn't be doing it. James, you want blessings? You go bless somebody, brother. Go bless somebody. Slow Train says, start by being a blessing to someone, a friend, a family member, maybe even a total stranger. Bless them and then watch God pour out on you. Yes, sir. Slow Train, you got a verse of the day for us before we log off here? We need some encouragement, man. Give us something about perseverance. We need to see something about perseverance. How do we persevere? How do we deal with hard times in life, with hard times in the market, right? When life throws curveballs at us, when life throws hard times, what do? Okay, what does the Bible say to do? I'm thinking of James 1:12 right now. I'm thinking of James 1:12. Let me look it up so I don't get it wrong. Okay, I should have this memorized. It's my favorite verse of all time. Okay, it says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." So you love God, right? And you persevere under trial. Okay, trials are hard times, right? Hard times in the market, right? If you're investing, if you bought up here and you're way down, or maybe you bought right here at 130 and you're down, okay, what do? We persevere. How do we persevere? We remain disciplined, right? We remain patient. And we just keep going. And look at Bitcoin getting back over 61 here. I'm going to share that verse with you guys here. That's James 1:12. That's my favorite verse in the whole Bible. Bobby says Romans 8:18. Romans 8:18. Romans 8:18 from Bobby. "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." Amen, brother. Amen. It's those hard times that make the good times good. Slow Train says, Philippians 4:6-7, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he has done." Amen. Right? Money's a tool, guys. Money is not the goal. It's a tool. Right? We're investing for our futures. We're investing so we can invest into our families, into our communities, right? That we can do good, that we can build up the people around us, right? The goal is never to be hasty, right? The goal is never to get rich quick, okay? We're in this thing for the long haul. Like I showed you guys on that graph, right? If you're looking at crypto here, we are so early, it's not even funny, right? Look where cryptocurrency is compared to stocks. If a little bit of this, just a little bit of this, right, comes over here, okay, Bitcoin will be trading at $1 million. Ethereum will be trading at $25,000, right? Chainlink will be trading at $100. Okay, it's just a matter of time, and I get it. Everybody wants to get rich quick. I would like for all these names to come back up here tomorrow, and I could sell everything that I have, and then I could go take a vacation, right? I could come back in the next bear market, and I could start buying again. Right? But it's not the case. We got to be patient again. We can't control the market. We can only control our reaction to the market. Okay? If you plan on being right 100% of the time, if anyone claims that they're right 100% of the time, they're lying. Okay? There's no strategy. There's no indicator that is 100%. But the longer you're willing to wait in the market when you invest, the longer you're willing to wait, the more likely you are to be right. Okay? If you're looking at things day to day, go try day trading. Right? The more you trade, the more likely you are to be wrong. It's just statistically that way. Right? If you're using our strategy on SUI, you bought right here in December, right here at 130. Okay, you could have set a stop loss when you got the red dot right here, right there at 131. You could have set a stop loss right there. You would have been out for maybe break even. Okay, if you bought this one back here in March, you bought at 87. It's sitting at 74. You're currently down, right, a very small sum, probably 10-20% right now. Okay, you're down 22%. A 22% drop in crypto, guys, is nothing. It's nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, look at the SPY. This is what I'm talking. You guys could go trade the SPY if you guys can't take a 20% drop. Okay, look at this drop right here. You see how big that looks there on the SPY? That's a 20% drop. That took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks to play out. 2 months. SUI dropped 20% in 1 day. 2 days. Right? Because again, it's easy to manipulate because there's such a low amount of capital. You only have to sell a little bit, right? And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit in regards to like a billionaire or a trillionaire, right? If someone has $1 billion, $10 million to them is like $10 to you and I, right? So they sell $100 million worth, boom, 20%, okay, liquidate all the longs, liquidate all the leverage, and then what do? They come back in and they buy it up. I'm telling you guys, these daily dots today, this is why I wanted to go live late tonight. This is why I wanted to go live at 5 p.m. because at 5 p.m. every day we get new daily candles. And tomorrow we're going to get new weekly candles. And I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad at you for buying these green dots here on the daily today, all the way down here after this kind of a dot, right? If you're going to break the rules a little bit, I mean, this would be the time to do it down here after a drop like that, because I am on the ship of believing that, hey, we're right here. Again, that's just my opinion, guys. I'm just an analyst. I'm just here to share information with you guys. I'm just here to give you my opinion. I'm not here to tell you what to buy or what to sell or anything like that. We're all here to help each other, right? I'm here to gather information from you. I'm here to give information back to you, right? And we're all here just making our own decisions, right? If you buy something and it goes down, it's nobody's fault but your own. Okay, it's not my fault. It's not the indicator's fault. It's your own fault, right? Once we start all taking accountability for our own decisions is when we start to grow and when we start to develop character and that perseverance. Slow Train 7 says, then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ. Yeah, Philippians, right? That's Philippians. Yep, that is Paul, right? Paul wrote the book of Philippians, if I'm not mistaken, in a prison. He's writing in prison, talking about being joyful and happy and having peace and being content, being surrounded by murderers and killers and rapists, right? When you have that peace, when you have Jesus, you just find contentment, man. You're content at any time. Good or bad in life, you're content because you have the Spirit. You have God. You know He's in your corner. Win or lose, He's there with you, man. This ain't our home, right? This isn't our home. Our home is up in heaven, right? In eternity with the good Lord, Jesus. I love it. Praise God, man. I see one here for Albert for DAG. DAG. Man, DAG's got a daily here. So, again, I don't know anything about this project. Looks like it just kind of came out. Let me see if we got... Okay, here's a different chart here. So, again, another name. Again, this is sitting down here at the 2020 lows. So you're buying at the lowest price in 6 years. So, again, 6-year lows, normally a really good time to buy if you're long on the asset. And you want to wait for the green dot on the weekly, go ahead. It does have the daily, though, down here into the fib. What do you guys think? Bear trap or bull trap? I'm going to run a poll right now. I want to see what you guys think. Bear trap or bull trap? I'm going to run a poll. Let me know what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys think in the chat. Bear trap or bull trap? I'm starting a poll. And again, don't just say it because I said it. I don't care. I want people to disagree with me, right? That's what makes the market. There's bulls and there's bears. There has to be a buyer and there has to be a seller. That's what makes the market. So are we right here in a bull trap or are we right here in a bear trap when it comes to crypto? I want to see where we're at. Everyone's saying bear so far. Got 7 votes for bear, 8 votes. Okay, we got a bull trap. I like it. Okay, so someone thinks we're right here. Looks like the majority of you guys think we're right here. We're about 70-30 split right now. I want you guys to vote on that here. If you guys are on the live, let us know what you think. Do you think we're going lower or do you think we're going higher here into the end of 2027? ZBCN got some buyers stepping in here. Got some buyers stepping in here at 0.0022. Look at that. That's a bull hammer, dude. That is a bull hammer. Okay, I like ZBCN here above that 0.002 level. Slow Train says CMPS. Compass. So again, that's up here on the weekly. Again, we never want to buy up here. We want to buy when the wave is down here. You were buying Compass down there at 250. Up in the red zone, we'd be selling Compass here, Ripple. Thanks for that, Slow Train. Appreciate you, brother. Bear trap is over. It's ending today, isn't it, Jeff? What else we got in the Discord? Let's go back here to live requests again. You guys can get these on. I'm turning this off. On Monday, and we're going to finish the rest of these names. Let me see where we left off today. I think we got all the way to Compound. I'll do NEX real quick, and then we'll end right here at VEV. If you guys still got requests, you still have a few minutes to get those in. If you guys want them answered before the weekend, we'll be live again here on Monday. NEX. That one looks pretty good. It's got a green dot, so we like that one over 95 cents. Like that over 95 cents. AI. Oh, that's a crypto. It's going to the floor, it looks like. Brand new project. Again, I don't really trade new projects. I like projects that have been around for at least a year. We're getting a bounce here, folks. Buyers are stepping in. Look at that SUI green dot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, dude. Last time we got one was back here in May. We went from 91 cents up to 40. So normally the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. I mean, this thing has just gone straight down for about a month. So we're still targeting SUI up here between $3 and $4. Appreciate you, Ripple, my brother. What else we got? Oh, next was I'm sorry, you said that was a crypto. Again, very new project here, so there's just not a lot of data for me to tell you anything. Again, I can't tell you what's going on the chart if it's just brand new, because the indicator needs data to populate. If there's no data, it can't tell you anything. VEEV, I think you're talking about the crypto. Are you? No, you're talking about the stock. This actually looks pretty good. Breaking out here, you got a green dot. I like how it got back up over the 9. I like this one as long as it hangs on to 160 here. Up above 160, that one looks good. I'm going to leave it there, folks. We'll start with AMD on Tuesday. Monday will be the portfolio update. On Monday, I just go over my entire portfolio with you guys, and I tell you what I'm thinking on the names that I'm holding. I'm holding about 40 names right now in my portfolio, so I'll just tell you where everything's at, where my head's at, why I'm holding, why I'm selling, why I'm buying more. That'll be on Monday, and then on Tuesday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do chart request videos. So videos just like this. I don't normally go live on Saturday, but I wanted to come here and reverse the markets for you guys, as you can see. I'm just totally kidding on that, but I wanted to hop on here because I know there's a lot of despair right now in the crypto markets. I mean, it sucks for every crypto investor right now. If anyone invested in cryptocurrency right now, it's down here, right? Anybody. But again, we can't control the markets. We can only control our reaction to the markets. Okay, that's all we can do. Okay, and it's not good to react down here and panic and sell and quit. Okay, this is the time you need to dig in, double down, and persevere, like we talked about on today's live. So with that being said, we'll see you guys Monday. If you guys need me, hit me up over here in the Discord. I'm always active over here, always checking the chats. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and holler. If you guys are not a member of the Discord, you guys can join right now for as little as $4 a month. That will get you access to all of our trade alerts. We actually call out all of these signals here in the Discord. We call out the monthly, the weekly, and the daily alerts. You guys will understand these a lot more if you're new. If you take the trading course here, it's completely free. There's about 13 to 14 videos in there that you guys can watch. I'm adding to that as time goes on, but you can sign up right here using this link, and that will get you access to everything. The Discord is free to join, but we just do have that paid membership. And again, if you guys join today, you guys can actually enter this 1,000 XRP giveaway. You can do that in the next 12 days. We're drawing the winner for that on the 18th of June. One person is going to win 1,000 XRP, and yeah, follow along over here. Join the community, tap in. Appreciate you guys coming in here to the chat. Hopping on a Saturday. Hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. God bless you guys. We'll see you next week.